Hi everyone, my name is Courtney and welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to be doing my mid-year check-in. And this is going to include both check-in of my goals as well as the mid-year check-in tag, which has been going around BookTube for so long now. That's crazy. Almost the halfway point through the year. I know, I can't believe it either. So we're going to do a little check-in of how I'm doing with the goals I set out for myself, as well as a check-in with the books that I have read. For my 2025 goals, my first challenge was to read 50 non-manga books. I'm a little bit over 30 now, so for the halfway point, doing really great. I don't know how many manga I've read, and I don't think it's actually that many, because I'm still under 50, which is like my book goal, so definitely did cut down on the manga this year. The other thing I wanted to do was keep up with my reading journal, which I have done. So basically, I used Canva to design my own little reading journal with my own little spreads, and I have been able to keep up with it. I write down my actual thoughts and opinions on books, as well as just having all these little monthly spreads and stuff. And I'm actually designing my journal for the second half because this is only the first 6 months. So yeah, I've kept up with it and I am designing a new journal, and I'm gonna have a video hopefully discussing that. So yeah, stay tuned for a journal video. The next goal of mine was to work on my physical TBR, to really whittle down my physical TBR and then really focus in on borrowing books from the library and then deciding if I wanted to buy them after the fact, kind of like my own project pan as a way to curb my purchasing, to finish my TBR, and to give myself the opportunity to read and explore books without the hassle of purchasing them. And I was sticking with that pretty well. I have been reading my physical TBR, but I did buy a whole chunk of books at the end of April, beginning of May. Basically, was losing my job, was losing my book benefits, my book discounts, so I kind of went ham. So I'm making my way through those books now. And yeah, hopefully by the end of the year, all of those books will have been read, and I will be able to really start in on Project Pan at the end of the year, beginning of next year, where I can really utilize my library and decide if I'm going to purchase a book after I've already read it. The next goal I had was to work on the series that I've been reading, and I had 5 series that I set out as wanting to complete this year specifically. That was the Atlas 6, The Last Hero, the River Enchanted series, Children of Blood and Bone, and then Crier's War. I've completed 3 out of the 5, so I've done the Atlas 6, The Last Hero, and then the River Enchanted. And so now I'm working on Children of Blood and Bone and Crier's War, and hopefully I will get those checked out from the library and read very soon. The next couple goals I had were all statistics, so I was looking at my stats and really using them as a way to jumpstart what I wanted to do with my reading. I was really enjoying sci-fi, so I wanted to read 10 sci-fi books. So far I've read 5, which is 11% of my reading, so I have 5 more to go, which will be no problem with Murderbot. I also set out a goal to read 8 or 10 nonfiction books, and I've done really well with this. I've read 7 so far, so just 1 more and then I will complete my goal. The next goal is to read 3 translated non-Western books, and I've not done so great with this. I have my manga, I have my light novels now, which I've really enjoyed, but I haven't really read outside of that. That is something that I really wanted to utilize my library for, to pick up things and discover things that I normally wouldn't pick up. So buying a bunch of books kind of got in the way of that, but I don't want that to stop me, so I do want to think about this and start reading those. The next goal I had was to continue reading adult books, because I've really been enjoying adult books the most right now. And so I went from 70% last year. I wanted to keep it at 70%. And then if I look at my non-manga stats, I have read 86%, almost 87% adult weird fiction. So there's a couple stats that I need to work on, but overall I'm not doing horrible. I'm particularly really happy with my nonfiction reads. So let's get into the tag. I will leave a list of the tag questions in the little bar down there, and I will try and find the creator, but I don't believe they make videos anymore. So the first question for the tag is to list your favorite book of the year so far. I would say the closest is maybe Caste by Isabel Wilkerson. This is a nonfiction about caste in America and how that intersects with race. It was really fascinating, but it was also just really well written. The author is a journalist, and you can really tell. Maybe in The Dream House too, similar vein. This is by Carmen Maria Machado, and it is a personal account of sexual assault and domestic violence in a lesbian relationship. But again, another very beautifully written nonfiction discussing awful things, but beautifully written. For favorite sequel, I'm gonna go with Murderbot. I've just been loving reading the Murderbot series. I really want more sci-fi like this. The next question is, what is a new release you want to read? And I've been ignoring new releases. I am don't look at them, read what you own. Those aren't your priority right now, so I don't know. I haven't been looking at them. The only one I'm waiting for is the final final getting in the 9th book, and I don't think it's coming out this year. What is a disappointing read? I'm gonna have to go with my first book of the year, which is The Honey Witch. I was kind of hearing inklings about how it wasn't that great, but I was holding out hope. It was supposed to be sapphic fantasy, cozy fantasy, and it was kind of a mess, unfortunately. I did not enjoy it. What was a surprising read? I'm gonna go with the Apothecary light novels. I've had a little bit of history with light novels and translated light novels in both Korean and Japanese, and they've been kind of not well translated. And so I was really surprised that this was a lot of fun. This is a historical detective drama series. It's been one of my favorite animes, one of my favorite mangas, and I needed to know what happens next, so I started reading them. I really do enjoy them. For the next question, we have who is your new favorite author, and that's going to be Terry Pratchett. I've been reading Terry Pratchett's books since last year, maybe like November-ish. I read Guards. Since then, I've read Weird Sisters and Witches Abroad, and I just recently read Lords and Ladies. As you can see, I'm making my way through the Witches series, and I love it. I love it so, so much. I'm so excited to continue reading the Discworld. Who is your new favorite crush or new favorite character? I'm gonna go with new favorite character, and that's gonna be Murderbot. I like it so much. It is relatable and kooky. Just wants to watch little soap operas, and I relate. What is a book that has made you cry this year? So nothing has made me outright like cry, but I got really, really close when I was reading The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks. This is a nonfiction book about a woman whose cells were taken from her when she had cancer. She died shortly thereafter, but her cells have lived on, and they became very important to the world of science. And just listening to the horrific things that were done to her as like treatment and just like what she went through and what her children went through, I did find myself like tearing up at a couple sections. It's a really, really moving, powerful book, and it feels still very relevant to today, even though it was published in 2010. Like I said, I've really been getting into the nonfiction, and this one I don't want to say enjoyed, because again, it made me tear up, but it was really powerful. The next book is a book that made you happy, and I'm gonna go with Delilah Green Doesn't Care. This was a reread for me, and I really enjoyed my reread experience. I just had such a good time. I flew through it. It's a contemporary adult romance, but I just had such a great time rereading. The next question is for the most beautiful book you bought this year. I actually just got The Will of the Many, but I got its original cover design. I do like the new cover. I get why they redid it, but this one, I love it. I'm so excited when I saw it in the bookstore, which is one of the reasons why I bought it. And then for the final question, what is a book you want to read before the end of the year? And for me, going back to my goals, that is to read my TBR. So I have, I want to say 20 to 25 books on my TBR right now. So I really can do that. So I need to get to it and read those books. But yeah, let me know if you want a dedicated TBR video of all the books that I own now. I'd love to do that video for you. If you want my haul, it's coming at the end of the year, and I will do all the books that I bought this year, which I've done for the past couple of years now. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Let me know how your reading year has been going, what you've been reading, what you've been enjoying. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys later, and happy reading.